Oh. Good evening. Hope everyone can hear me okay. I thought I'd pop on for just another one of these late night stream things. Don't know why. But yeah, I just thought I'd do it. I've got a bit of a headache really. I'm knackered. I think I'm coming down with something. The girls are both ill. My daughter's Beck's been struggling with something as well, so she's gone to bed early. She had like a sore throat and everything. I think I might be picking something up as well, but I'm not sure. But I thought I'd pop on anyway. Yeah, it's the late show. The late. Oh, it's only 11:15. It's not that late. Late show. But thank you for popping in, guys. I'm just going and see if anyone's actually turned up. We've got Sally Kelly. Hi there, Sally Kelly. Claire Riley, Crispy, Niall, Fortnite Crazy, Steve, Richard, Jason, Alia, Andy, Benjamin. Wow, Ibra, Andy. If I haven't said, Tap Peddler. Thank you everybody for popping in. Me too, head wants to explode. Glands up, says Sally Kelly. Everyone is sick in my household too, says Steve Maloney. It's that time of year, isn't it, guys, where like stuff just kind of does become, it can easily become like that. It can become quite groggy feeling. So yeah, I can appreciate that feeling. It's not the nicest feeling. But on the positive side, eBay seems to be doing better. Last few days we've had some really decent days, so there is some shipping to be getting on with, guys. There's a little bit of late night shipping, and further to the previous chat, I have already taken the liberty of bringing all the stuff out. I'm not sure if I want to ship everything live because one of the items is a bit bulky and it might make a lot of noise, so I'm not sure if I'm going to ship that tonight, but I will get the parcels ready for it, and the others are easy ones. Hey Steve, hi Mick Amran, hi Hugh. Claire says the change in the weather. Yeah, Pixie Dust Gaming, hi Kerry, says everyone has it. Z, my little boy's been off school with a cold and vomiting. Oh gosh, I've been bedridden and sick for about a week. Oh god. And Niall has his own battle there, fighting off 2 cans of old speckled hen. Well, that is a battle on its own. And George says late night shipping. Yeah, definitely. Jason says the wife and I just getting over the flu. My job doesn't help, sweating my nuts off and being cold and wet. Yeah, completely. Evening, Darren. How are you? Can't stay. My bed's calling me early night. No worries, George. Get to sleep. It is bedtime, really. But I wanted to get some of this shipping sorted, and plus, I like popping on. Hey Ryan, how are you? Did you buy it? Well, everyone getting hope I stay well. Oh, okay. Yes. Thanks for popping in, Ryan. Yeah, so this is I'm not sure if this is going to be like a regular thing. Video output low. YouTube. Oh, bloody hell. Come on, man. Jason says, good evening. Yeah, hi Jason Rusbridge, how are you? Yeah, so thanks for popping in, everyone that's popped in. I'm not sure if this is going to be like a super regular thing, but maybe like once a week or something, I'll randomly pop on once or twice at night, and I'll just do a bit of shipping or something until I'm too tired to stay awake. What's that bowl behind you for the top shelf, says Ryan. That bowl, well, I bought a Kenwood mixer at the car boot on Sunday. Me and Beck went to the local car boot we had, like that was really close to us, and we bought a Kenwood vintage, like the stand mixer. We paid £3 for it, which is quite cheap. Unfortunately, the mixer makes like a really bad, it's got like a burning smell when you use it. It's not actually setting on fire or burning the motor out. It's a well-known issue. I think it's because of the age of the mixer, when some of the capacitors have cracked or start leaking and things overheat. So obviously if you did use it like that, you would damage it eventually, because it just smells of burning. every time you use it, so it's not good. I mean, I'm not going to sell it as working and then the burning smell kind of scares someone, and plus you don't want to set someone's house on fire, so that's going to have to be sold as for spares, repairs if at all. And what I did was I just took the bowl and the attachments, so that's like the Kenwood mixing bowl, and then I've got like a the K whisk thing, K beater, and the balloon whisk, and we've got the dough hook. So yeah, Steve, I'm gonna just sell the bowl and the attachments together. Hey Shazad, how are you? Hi Lobster Pot. Mel, good evening Mel. It's a bit late, but yeah, it's nearly 11 o'clock. But yeah, so that's what that is. So that's just, I've listed it already. For those of you that don't know, which is probably nobody, everyone knows this. These are like the attachments for the mixer, and that's like the K beater because it's got a K in it, and then you've got the dough hook as well. Unfortunately, this is just the cheaper Kenlight plastic bowl. The Pyrex glass bowls fetch more money. But yeah, so I'm just gonna be, I've listed this for like 25 quid, I think. I'm not sure if I'll get it or not, but I think that's about right. I'm happy to wait. So if I get 25 quid, having a plumbing emergency here, no euphemism, says Mel. Oh gosh, I hope that is not too, I hope it's not causing too much damage. So hopefully that's not too bad, but that doesn't sound fun. Niall says use the bowl for your next charity haircut. You don't tend to need a bowl if you're just shaving your hair off. But there you go. I'm putting off listing my Kenwood because I don't want to pack it, says Richard. They're not that difficult, to be honest. Keep it and make it own. Make your own naans for them homemade kebabs. No thanks. Alia says, Z, did you want, no, and I've never found a 1210 turntable. No, wish I could find those gems around. No, I've never found a 1210 turntable. I found like some decent value Technics turntable in the past, like a couple of vintagey ones, but nothing of 1210 kind of range or caliber. Everyone knows about the 1210, you know, I doubt you're ever going to find someone flogging a 1210 at a car boot. It's not likely. It's possible, you never know, but not likely. And if you do find one, it could just be battered from all the wannabe DJs that have used them. They're kind of like, the Technics 1210 is kind of like a Peugeot 205 GTI. Finding one in good condition, I'm not sure. Anyway, had a nice £70 sale this evening, says Richard. Cool. Nice. Yeah, we've had a couple of decent sales as well. I mean, I'll show you guys what we sold. It's gonna be, you know, we're probably gonna do like a car, like a sales video again. We did a sales video yesterday, which had a really nice response from you guys as well. Beck and I did one, even though Beck was knackered. But yeah, we've had some nice sales come through this evening that I'll share. RJ says, lol. Fabian says, do you think RC parts will sell during Q4? If it's anything like last year, Fabian, well, I don't know, because we hadn't had it all listed. I'm hoping they'll just be steady. I don't think there's going to be like a big there's not going to be a sudden rush, because they're not gifts, you know. Like if I actually had models to sell, yes, they would sell, but parts, I don't think so. I think the only reason I might see like an uptick in sales will be because during the winter time is when a lot of people work on their cars, so they'll go out and in the winter time you're not going to really feel like going out and standing in the cold to race your RC around. So and some people leave their repairs and wrenching on their RCs for the winter months. So yeah, I might see an uptick. I think we might see like a little boost up in that regard, but we're gonna find out. I mean, we didn't have all of the stuff listed, I don't think, by Christmas. I think we'd gotten a fair amount of it listed, but this is going to be our first Christmas with it all listed. So hopefully it will be decent. My best sell today, says Steve, was Harry Potter book bundle. Still good money in them, £40. Nice sale. That's a nice sale. Jason says sold 3 lots of Lego today. Wow, amazing. eBay has been amazing recently. Only 3 times under 1k for the last 31 days. Wow, that is some insane turnover. That is most people. I can't get my head around it. Might get some looking to upgrade their Christmas presents, says Darren. You never know. But the thing is, I sell like older stuff. So hey Ken, Ken says just broke 2,500 for 7 days, new record. Wow, that's pretty good. I think we've already done that though in the summer. So, you know, not to brag, but we've done that. We've had over 2.5 in 7, I'm pretty sure. But that was during the time where we had a lot of we had like some really large RC cars, like, you know, around the time when we had like the big Audis, and we had like the giant petrol monster truck, which we sold for like £600. So we had some really big ticket sales. So it's, unfortunately, we're not consistent with that. We're more around the 800 to 1,000 a week is where we're at. Like, I think last 7 days is about 800 at the moment, which is okay. We've had some dips during the summer, obviously, but things seem to be picking up now. Hopefully they're picking up for you guys out there as well. Ali says, yeah, true Z, I once saw a 1210 at a car boot, but the guy wanted a couple hundred for it. Yeah, it's you know, yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, I'm sure someone will pop up and say, I found a 1210 for 50 quid. But you know, Marcella says, sorry I was late, I saw you were live, so I was waiting in the lobby, you didn't show up, guess you meant here. Sorry. No need to be sorry though, Marcella. I sold a Furby. Okay, wow. Might have something to do with Nick's Furby video. eBay throttling is definitely a thing, says Shazad. I don't know. Well, the stuff we sold this evening, like we had like a little, it seemed like there was a little rush of sales, and we've ended up having a pretty decent day, which is nice. Can't argue. Let me just have a look at this, make sure there's nothing else that's gone out. Doesn't look like it. Gone over £7,000 sales in the last 60 days, starting to grow for me, says Sean. Wow, that is fantastic, Sean. Anyone heard about eBay accusing Amazon for trying to illegally poach its sellers? Wow, no, I've not heard that myself. It's not something I know about. So I've not heard that. Got some nice electronics to sort out, says RJ. Gotta go, no worries, Peter. Thanks for popping in, Peter. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we had a decent day today. I think it was just over £200, £220 today, which is nice. Can't complain too much. Right, got 6 parcels just to ship for this evening. Not many, but there's some varied stuff and some RC stuff as well. Which actually is all RC stuff, I tell a lie. I think there's like one non-RC part. But, you know, what did you guys expect? Seriously, what did you expect? I'll show you guys what I sold that wasn't RC. I'm finally glad to see the back of this. It's Populous 2 for the Commodore Amiga. I think this has been listed since March, I saw. So, yeah, that's a long time. 7 months for epoxy 10 quid sale. Yeah, it sold for £10 plus shipping. So, like, that's not amazing, is it, when you think about it? That's, like, quite a big time to wait. And then we did get £5 shipping because it's going to Europe. You know, so I can just show you the sale there quickly. There you go. So I did take some basic photos of it. There you go. Yep, it had some like kind of crustiness going on with it. You know, like when it's been sat out in the shed for too long or something. So there we go. Let's just get this going. So yeah, that was my one non-RC part really. It's been in the news, says Pixie Dust Game. I've not seen that. I've not seen that. Right. 6 to label, says Crispy. That's the next 2 hours taken up on it. Yeah, as you may have seen, I'm not the quickest when it comes to it's not when it comes to listing and chatting. Wait, I'm doing both, aren't I? I'm chatting to you guys as well. I mean, Shazad says my promoted listings have topped 10k. How is your promoted listings going? Promoted listings, they're probably doing better than I'd expect. You know, it's one of those things where like you've got to bear in mind what we're selling. It's not necessarily like, you know, these are kind of necessities. They're not really necessities, but you know what I mean, like these are parts that people like need. They'll only buy them when they need them. A sale or a promotion isn't gonna necessarily like make someone have a buying decision. So they do work on some of our stuff. Niall is off to bed. Niall, good night, Niall. Yeah, so like, you know, it's not necessarily going to work on all of the stuff that we do. It'll work on some of the stuff that we're going to pick up from the car boots and our one-off items. For the radio control car parts, I think we've noticed that it's just a case of having it listed, and when people want the item, they will buy the item. When they don't want it, they don't. So, you know, that's just one of those things. So it's not massive for us in that respect. Your photo area looks bright enough to do surgery over there. I think the camera makes it look super bright as well. It's just the right amount of brightness, Marcella. Cool Amiga stuff. I have so many boxed games. They take up a lot of room, says Ali. They do. Some of them sell really well though. So and they're cool items. It's difficult to leave a boxed Amiga game behind for me. They have like a soft spot. Apparently Amazon sent out over 1,000 letters to eBay sellers asking them to move their business over to Amazon. Wow. Cheers, Peep, says Sean. Don't want to go over 85 grand in a 12-month period though. Ain't worth it because of that. If I ever reach near that, I know I can stop putting my employed wages in business to make it bigger. Sold so many big box Amiga games recently, mostly international, says Chris. Yeah, this is going to Europe with the extra shipping on top. So yeah, it is mostly Europe. It's very rarely that we will sell Amiga big box games in the UK. We did at one point have quite a few of we did actually at one point have quite a few Amiga games, and they all pretty much went. So there we go. Did you watch the camera how-to on eBay for business channel? Was quite interesting, says Tap Peddler. No, I've not seen it yet, so I might watch it. Crap in the attic, eh? Hi there, says hi, crap in the attic. Sold a canopy for a plane. That was only like a £6 sale. This was quite a decent sale. These two pieces, one guy bought those. That's a skid plate, and that's like some body posts. That totals up to be a £17 plus shipping sale, £22 in total. That's quite a nice little sale. More RC. This is like a chassis, a Tamiya chassis. That's like a £12.70 odd sale. That's with free shipping because it's going to the UK. This was quite a nice sale. I'll show you guys this. Yeah, just sold these literally this evening. I've got like 20 something left. These sold for 18 quid each, so that's like a nearly £36 sale. 35.98 for those two, so that's pretty cool. Go in a large letter, just like the brains of a helicopter. That's why I love this stuff. Just sells. And I sold this, so I don't want to drop it. I don't want to break the canopy. So I'm not going to ship this tonight. I'm not going to package it tonight. I'll do that in the morning because it'll be noisy now, and plus I just don't want to get up. So We'll just put that down here for now. And I'll just get on with printing out the labels and stuff and getting on with it whilst chatting to you guys. Simple as that, really. Just chilling, you know, just chilling. Right. I don't think Amazon are that great restricting DVDs now, says Alia. I've never really bothered with DVDs at Amazon. I'm not a big Amazon seller. Saying that, I actually sent a box into Amazon this week. It was a very small box though. It's not, I don't fill out like 15 kilo boxes. I only like fill out like what I need, because I don't often, it's only when I come across things that I want to send into Amazon. And I also like to send things into Amazon that I'm not heavily invested in, because of the way that Amazon like have control of your stock. I just don't, you know, the fact that customers can, you know, literally destroy items and send them back for whatever reason, and this, that, the other. So I kind of just like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, the staff are fully taken over the eBay packing, says Shazad. They did 190 Tuesday, 144 Wednesday, and 159 today. That is incredible amount. Z, how come you've never tried Amazon private labeling? With me watching loads of YouTube videos, private labeling is a winner if you got good ideas. Now all I need is ideas, says Sean. Because I don't think private labeling is necessarily a winner unless you've got deep pockets. You know, because, you know, you've got to think about it. Like, you've got to be, you've got to have a fair amount of cash, because I think firstly you'd have to go over to China and go to the fairs to try to get stuff that's not just going to be available to anyone that clicks onto Alibaba or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Like, who can, and plus you need to be able to order in sufficient quantities and make sure that what you're ordering is good quality enough. There's a lot to it, you know, there's a lot to it. It's just, I think it's definitely a success, a way of you know, it being successful, because it's like creating your own brand. So yeah, of course that can be great, but a lot of money has to be spent in creating your own brand. Like, why should someone buy your brand? Like, who are you? You know, like, just because you've slapped some packaging on an item, you know, it doesn't mean anything. Like, you know, what's your marketing budget? How are you gonna get your item to rank on Amazon? And you know, are you gonna send samples out? Are you gonna get influencers to use your product? There's so many things to consider when it comes to that. I think, like with anything, it's just one of those, you know, one of those things where I'm sure it is a very lucrative way of doing things, but I think you do need to have some like serious cash. Is that the chopper you dropped, says Chris? No, Chris, I actually dropped the other one and I smashed the shell, so I had to relist an auction. I had to end an auction and relist it as a buy it now, and that sold without the shell, so that was fine. Chicken versus egg question: did you get the big load of RC parts because you were into RC, or did you get into RC because you had to learn it to sell the load, says Marcella? It's a bit of both. I wasn't into RC like massively. I like, since being up here, I'd only I only had one RC car that I had, but I wasn't really into it. My dad was into it, and I used to kind of be semi bemused and interested at my dad like messing around with these cars and whatnot. But then when we got the RC parts, it kind of acted more like a catalyst, I suppose. So it just sped up. It was going to happen. I could see myself getting into it, but it was almost as if the RC, because I was, the funny thing is I was finding RC stuff at the car boots beforehand, just around the time of the haul. I was finding, I think I'd found like a Tamiya car, I'd found a helicopter, I'd found a petrol RC car, and it was like happening, but I wasn't fully invested. But then the haul came along and it acted like a catalyst almost. So it was like, you know, it's just happened. Hey Steve, how are you? I want to fill out another 15 kilo worth of boxes to FBA using eBay profits to build up my Amazon capital from eBay back into more stuff for eBay. You sounds like you've got it all worked out, Sean. Wow. Right. So, but thanks for the question, Marcella. I appreciate it. Sally Kelly says, lol, had an apology from eBay Shuttle for trying to take money from our PayPal. We haven't used them since they first started and they made a mistake then taking too much, which is why we don't use them. Yeah, I've not used Shuttle for ages, Sally Kelly, but I'm going to bear that in mind now. Make sure they're not taking any money out of my PayPal. Kerry is off to bed. Good night. Thanks. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Andrew says private label is not as easy as people make out. Nothing ever is it, Andrew? I think that's a good comment, because I think people make out even selling on eBay or even finding stuck at car boots. It's not as easy as it sounds, is it? Nothing's quite as easy as it sounds. But yeah, really good point there, Andrew, I'd say. Hi, Daniel, how are you? Okay, Libel says, I created my own brand, but not everybody can buy it. Okay. I can't find any good sealed or stuff to send into Amazon. That's why eBay works best for me, says Steve Maloney. Well, Steve, just to give you an idea, the stuff I send into Amazon is mostly like 99%, 99% of it is going to be used. So it doesn't have to be sealed stuff. You know, if it doesn't have to be new and sealed, it can be used stuff, but it depends what it is. Okay, hey Nick, how are you? What's going on? Nothing much, man. Just thought I'd pop on for a little bit of you know. See you later, guys. McGregor versus Khabib press conference is on. No worries, Steve. Enjoy it. Sean says nothing good ever comes. Yeah, exactly. Nothing. Completely right. Nothing is ever as easy as it sounds. Z, do you have Collect Plus near you? I've used them for years. I've never had an issue. I'd highly recommend them. I've used them a couple of times, but I don't often have need to use them, because I think they're about a £5, aren't they? £5 odd, and they're very good service. I think I dropped mine off at my local Sainsbury's. Sainsbury's is like the drop-off point. So yeah, I can just take it to my local Sainsbury's, drop it off, and it's just one of those things that, like, yeah, I've never had a massive amount of reason to use them, but when on the odd occasion they are worth it. Libel says, Z, I'm getting worried about you. You have been live at strange times recently. Oh gosh, yeah. It depends. It depends. Yeah, I just fancy doing it. I think it's because I'm enjoying getting shipping done, like at night, making sure it's all done before I go to bed. And plus I've been putting like videos out on YouTube as well, and I'm kind of enjoying I've got a little bit of what's that word? Momentum. I've got a little bit of momentum going on. So I'm trying to keep a bit of momentum going on, you know, just Nick says, you know, Christmas is coming when advent calendars start selling. God almighty, Christmas is literally, yeah, I mean, it sneaks up on you. Busy emptying the loft of FBA stock here. Always busy, wow. See, Nick's always working, man. Well, at night mostly. He's a bit of a night owl. I like it, Libel. I never sleep, says Death by Glamour. Yeah, it saves so much time. I hate doing it in the morning. So yeah, for me, it's like I really enjoy doing it at night. I enjoy getting the shipping out of the way, and then in the morning you can just get on with other things. You know, just whether it's like doing like the trips or, you know, taking kids to school, whatever needs to be done. If you have to go to the shops, you can drop the parcels off. You don't have to worry about sitting there and then, you know, doing that. I like to pack my stuff in the evening and just do the labels in the morning. Find I lose the morning otherwise. Exactly, Richard. I think that's huge. I think that is a really big thing. Nick says, been in the pub half the night though. Oh yeah, Thursday is normal. is normally poker night, right? Are you looking for a new horse, says Shazad? Not right this second, but you know, like I've always got my eyes open if something is to turn up. Okay. Let me just get this sorted out. Let me see. Alright, is it already gone? No way. That's crazy. Okay. Hail been glossing wide awake too, says Ian. Dave Weeks, hi Zahir, I bought hundreds of Yu-Gi-Oh cards from a charity shop at £10. Most of them worthless, but a few pounds here and there in the rare cards. Very time consuming, says Dave. I can imagine. Sorry, I just got completely sidetracked there. I was like checking something out on eBay. Yeah, Shazad was saying, are you looking for a new haul? Yeah, we'll be looking pretty soonish for more stock, I'm sure. But we're doing okay at the moment. I lose the whole morning to packing, want to improve what I do there, says Tap Peddler. Yeah, that's the reason why I like doing it in the evening, getting it out of the way. It just saves a lot of time. No, it's not a pawn chat shop, Windows. You came in at the wrong time. eBay sided with a fraudster today, even though I could prove the claim. So sad, says DJT. Oh gosh. I prefer packing at night, but get complaints from my wife about the noise of the packaging tape, says Bob. Yeah, I mean that can happen. Talking about a fraudster, DJT. Well, I don't know if it was a fraudster, but I actually got the neutral feedback that I had recently removed, which was cool. And the guy did open a case against me on PayPal. So even though on eBay he said he didn't have time to do returns and whatnot, he then decided he had the time to open a case on PayPal, which I thought was funny. Obviously, I've accepted it because, you know, I'll once he returns it, I'll refund him the money. That's not an issue. But I just thought that was interesting. But at least I got him. At least I just got that removed. You know, like that neutral feedback removed. What question? What are you talking about? I don't know. Did I say question? I don't know. What's going on now? Get a quiet tape. It's a real thing. Get quiet tape. It's a real thing, says Fog City Flips. Really? I didn't know that. Quiet tape is an actual thing. Alright, I'm going to get on with some actual shipping now. Well, at least what I can do. I'm going to just measure it up and just do it that way. Yeah, I don't like to make too much noise. Yeah, I use the quiet tape. It's great, says Car Boot Mania. I might need to look into that. I knew he would do that. Got to keep an eye on your PayPal, says Shazad. Yeah, I mean, I called them, and what's happened is they've requested that he send the item with tracking, and once tracking shows that the item has been sent to me, then they will, you know, they will issue the refund. So I'm happy with that. So he's got to send it back. So obviously if he doesn't send it back, then he won't get a refund. And I believe they said he's got like 12 working days or something. So I'm quite happy, yeah, to run it like that. 270. Call it 3 something. Apply postage. We're gonna call it like 325. Small parcel. Yeah. Okay. Time for sleep, says Tap Peddler. Good night, Tap Peddler. Alright, park zone canopy as well. Oh, my phone vibrating for. Okay. 50 grams. That's gonna have to be like, that's not gonna go through there. Where did I put that there? Yeah, it's not gonna go through. It's gonna have to be PKZ 1513. It's gonna be a small parcel and second class. I close my eyes, I can see white woodwork, says Ian Parkinson. And Mere Cameron says, have to go, bye for now, no worries. 325 for small parcel, is that signed, says Sean Gilbert. No, Sean, it's not 325, it was 625, and it's a it's going to Germany or something. It's international standard. And then 285 for like you know, standard UK small parcel. Okay, time for bed too. No worries, Dave. Man, people are dropping like flies. Understandably, it's really late. Not to mention, this probably isn't the most riveting content you're gonna see. It's just me hanging around. No worries, Sean. DJT says, I'm no longer going to sell low priced items. With returns, it can actually cost more than the item's worth. Although I may be overreacting. It was my first return since 1999. Yeah, I mean, it depends. We sell a lot of low priced items, but the reason why we sell them is because the reason why we sell lots of low priced items is because we tend to have multiples of them. So, you know, that's why. If we only had like one and we had to do listings for it, then we probably wouldn't. Okay, so 95, we'll put that in. Okay, this is going to Sweden. A skid play and the other part. Man, my mouse is really annoying me now. It keeps on double clicking. Freaking annoying. 95, and we're going to do small, large letter. And that's only 265. Okay. This Tamiya thing is definitely going to be like a small parcel because of the size of it. Oh, come on, you stupid mouse. It keeps on double clicking. It's really annoying. Shazad says, just logged into my PayPal. There is an advert saying I can get up to £10,000 in working capital without any fees or interest. What the hell? I don't need it, lol. Wow, that's amazing. Well, they're probably really happy with the amount of money you're taking through it. So they're like, hey, you know, if you need any more to buy any more stock, you know, don't worry about it. We've got you covered. That's probably all they're saying. You're good for it as well. They know. 95 large letter, and we're gonna go for Royal Mail. We'll go for signed for on that one because it's the price of it, and this is going to go via UPS or Collect Plus. We'll do that. I was getting sleepy with everyone's good nights. Then I remembered it's still midday here. I almost called it a day, says Marcella. Get it and give it to me, Shazad, says TPG. Oh gosh. Hey Aid, how are you? Yeah, I mean, there's quite a few people that are chilling out. You can get 10 grand credit cards from banks interest free. Sainsbury's are good for that, but miss one payment, your life is ruined, says Sean. Yeah, me and credit cards is not a good mix. I stay away now. I'm off to bed, says Hugh Kelvin Morgan. No worries, good night. Thank you for popping in, appreciate it. Okay, so that's shipping on these things sorted out. Okay, let's pay and generate the labels. I like the fact that you can just bulk ship. Nightal says, Jason, got to be up to do the parcels, no worries. Steve, easy on the energy drinks. Oh, Steve says, I don't drink tea or coffee. Drinking energy drink. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff. Got to go to bed, it's way past your bedtime, says Ash. I'm just doing a bit of shipping, Ash. So is everyone else still working or just chilling, says Aid? Well, this is kind of chilling, really. Okay, let me just... I'm only doing like the night friendly parcels, the ones that I'm gonna have to do a bit of wrapping and things. I'm gonna finish it in the morning. Oh, okay. There we go. I don't want a tour. Okay, that's come out all just fine. Okay. All right. No. Okay. Stuff having credit cards, prefer paying for it there and then, says Chris. Yeah. Bed calling, says Darren. See you later, or no worries. I'm still working, going since 6:30, says Death by Glamour. Crazy. Nick says, how much of the RC haul do you have to list? Not much now. There's like a box that I'm kind of just working through as and when. But like yeah, not much now. I think there's like I said, there's a box that I need to work through that's not major. Other than that, I'm okay now. I think now I'm just listing bits and pieces that are hanging around. So yeah, I've been listing, like today I've started on just random bits and pieces. Some RC stuff that's been hanging around that I've just been holding on to. But yeah, I need one of those label printers, says Richard. They are very good. What am I going to do with 10k? I always keep at least 30k in PayPal. That's just fair enough. Hi all, been listing and listening for 20 minutes, says Sue. Hi Sue, how are you? Corey Barlow's in there as well. Ash says, I've done 7 listings in the last 2 hours, so not really work. Trying for 50 a day this Q4. Wowza. Z, a question. Is it worth picking used RC up and stripping, even to a novice, says Ian Parkinson? It can be, yes. It can be, yeah, definitely. Especially if it's like vintage as well. If it's like a vintage RC, it can be worth even more. The only thing is, you know, ideally you want it to be in pretty good condition, because like some parts may not like last so well. So for example, if you're selling a fuel tank, over the years, if the seals can develop faults, they can get damaged or leak. So you have to be careful if you're selling a nitro car whether the fuel tank's in good condition or not. You can obviously sell the tires if they're in good condition, if they've got plenty of tread on them. So you can do it with used, definitely. I sell used parts as well, but you have to be more careful. You have to be more careful, in terms of the condition, because obviously there's a lot of stress that gets put on these parts. Your lovely voice is making me sleepy though, Z, says Sue. Oh no, what you mean, my boring voice, Sue? That's the word you were looking for. Your boring voice is making me sleepy. Haven't been watching it, to be honest with you. Played a lot less recently. Oh, says Ash. Okay. But yeah, it is worth it, Ian. It is worth it. Alright, I enjoy listing the random odds and sods. Always surprises me the sales that brings. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to list. I think also, I also think that it can be more, it can be a bit more interesting sometimes. Like when you're listing random different things, keeps things fresh, doesn't it? So you've got that benefit as well. So yeah, there's plenty of benefits to listing random things. I still prefer listing the RC stuff more because I enjoy it. I'm not sure what I listed today. I'm just gonna have a quick look. Actually, probably wasn't a great deal actually. If I go to my items for sale, newly listed, yeah, I listed 1, 2, 3. I've had a bunch of relists happen, which is so annoying. Yeah, I had a bunch of relists happen, which is kind of making it hard to tell how many in total. But I think I only listed like 5 or 6 items today. I think maybe, but they were much more varied. And some of the stuff is sold. Like what's been really nice is some of the stuff we bought on Sunday has already sold, which has been quite nice. Couple of the items that we bought, you know, that's been pretty cool. So things like that are always cool when you see like quick results, you know. And yeah, it's always interesting to see like what sells. I mean, I saw on Nick's video earlier live stream that air conditioning thing that you thought would never sell and you got 50 quid for it. It's pretty amazing, as an example. Corey says, I've been painting an entire block of flats today. Absolutely knackered. Wow. That is a lot. That is a lot. Through the night with Z, says Lou. Not through the night. All credit is dangerous. Oh gosh. The chat's actually quite busy, which is nice. Your voice at night always makes me feel, makes it feel like some, oh gosh, Ash. Why do you always have to talk about like ASMR and stuff, man? Come on. Like sending me a sneaky Insta. Krillin, $2 super chat. Thank you, Krillin. Z needs to be an elocution school teacher. That's really nice of you to say, Krillin. Appreciate the comment, appreciate the super chat, although it wasn't necessary. Z does a Midnight Caller remake with Jack. What's this? I don't even know what that is. Ian. Nick says, I love quick results like the Playmobil and Duplo lots, all sold fast. Need to work on the 30 kilo Lego next. Oh gosh. Mohammed Said says, is there any car boots that are open all year round in and around Yorkshire, if anyone knows of any? I don't know the Yorkshire area, unfortunately, Mohammed Said. I don't know. I'm sure there will be like an all year round somewhere. How long says Paul, how long have you been selling RC? Coming up to just over a year now, Paul. It's coming up to a year, so pretty happy. Z, just don't start talking lullaby. Question, do you think buying from car boots has become easier now that you don't have to rely on it, says Shazad? I think it's become more fun, Shazad. It's become more fun. Because we don't rely on it, it makes it fun. There was a time, like before we had the inventory we've got, where we really relied on it, and it was very stressful because they're not as good as they are down south, honestly, guys. I will say that car boots down south, we just seem to do a lot better. We just seem to find better things. Up north here, just in our experience, the car boots, the quality is not as good. There's a lot more just more mediocre brands around, no matter what you're talking about, whether you're talking about electronics, whether you're talking about footwear. I mean, for example, up here, you're lucky to see any trainers, and if you do see them, they're not going to be in good condition, or the chances are they're going to be fake as hell. Down south, trainers were in abundance. Clothes were in abundance, like good quality stuff, right? Electronics, the quality, again, I'm talking about the kind of things that people were bringing to the car boot. There's the quality up here is just, I think people really do bring the kind of what's left over. I mean, like, don't get me wrong when I say this. I'm not saying that you can't, because I've had some really amazing finds up here. So, you know, bear that in mind. I have found some pretty amazing things up here. I found a Thin Lizzy tour jacket that I sold for £300 that I bought for 20. So, you know, that's an example. I found lots of RC car. I found an RC helicopter, which was dirt cheap. I found some amazing stuff. Don't get me wrong. I found Lego Harry Potter set for £4 that we sold for 100. You know, so things like that. Definitely, you can get things, but it's a lot less, it's a lot more rare, it's a lot rarer, and therefore the chances are a lot slimmer. Down south, I think it just feels like there's better stuff just generally, and that includes the auctions, that includes the charity shops. Auctions down there have better lots, so yeah, that's how I feel anyway. More money down south, says Krillin. I think there's some pretty affluent areas up here, but then you just have to pay for the stuff. Yeah, maybe. I mean, you know. Hi Z, would you move back down south though? I wouldn't, says Andrew and Wendy. Hi, no, I wouldn't. No, we're very happy up here. We're very, very happy up here. We would not move down south for sourcing. Bear in mind, we went down south to buy all this RC stuff. So you just go where the money is, okay? So you don't have to live there, you just go where it is. You know, like if there's a good auction and it's in Guildford, I'll drive to Guildford as long as I'm buying enough to justify driving to Guildford, right? So that's what I would say. So, you know, it's not, you don't have to, like, you know, there's no worry, and there are some really good you know, there's some good places, and you'll get good deals up here as well. You know, I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of, you know, rose tinted spectacles or whatever people say. It's the Late Show with MCRC on the mic, very funny earlier. Shazad says I'm off. Thank you, Shazad, for popping in, appreciate it. Have a good night. Krillin, the southwest is the second most expensive area to live next to London, so it makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Hey Hills, how are you? The Hills, thanks for popping in. Death by Glamour says, I searched and found myself a contact to buy bulk from, and I get the very odd bits in charity shops. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, I think it's also just density of population as well. You know, you've got to think about that. There's a lot more people down south as well, so there's just a lot more chance that a lot more stuff gets donated, things like that. Okay, Sean says watching Z at this time of night makes up for the TV license I'm paying. Paul Weaver says, do you play with RC yourself? Yes, Paul, I do. I love my RC stuff. It's a lot of fun. Well, I'm actually going to package an item, guys, so I don't know how long we've been going for now, like an hour or something. Yeah, let me just package this item up, you know, because this is the packing show. So yeah. Okay, it's in the envelope now. I'm about to carefully remove the seal. There you go. Now I'm going to make sure that I get a nice, good fold over. So that's satisfying, you see. That's very satisfying. It's nice and... There you go. That's a parcel done. Alright, what's the next one? Okay, let's see if that actually is going to fit in one of these envelopes. I'm not sure. That's going to be a difficult fit, I think. I'm not doing the tape stuff. I'm not doing the tape stuff. Okay, that's gonna have to go in a poly mailer. Some bubble wrap, so that's gonna be a morning job. There's some of these are gonna be like a morning job. I don't want to get up and make noise, you know. Just it's not worth it. I'm gonna do the easy stuff now, you know. Like the easy items. Okay. Okay. Right. Wow, the chat is going nicely. Hi Janet Plant. Right, hubby is off to bed, so that's my cue. See you later, guys. Thanks for the company. Z. Good night, Sue. Thanks for popping in. I live in a super small town and all my charity shops suck. I have to travel to find decent stuff in charity shops, says Corey. Yeah, that's the thing, you just have to travel. If you're not somewhere where you're finding stuff, like down south, it was infinitely easier. Definitely. It was much easier. I think just how it feels. I mean, like I said, sorry, lost my voice. That's nice. Yeah, down south it felt easier. It could be hindsight, it could be rose tinted spectacles or whatever, but it felt like there was better stuff. So yeah. Nick says we certainly benefit from being in a rich area with lots of towns within a short drive. Yeah, and if you're not, you just have to make the effort to go to those places. Like for me, like we've said, you know, Beck and I drove and, you know, did lots of miles in a very short space of time. We, you know, hired a van, drove down to Croydon actually, funnily enough, where we found this stuff. So we went, we even though we were up here, we made the effort and did that. So pretty happy. Postage Porn says, where's the reseller? Charity shops are so expensive where it's impossible to make money from, so it was tough work, but I'm determined to make it work, says Death by Glamour. Yeah, and I think the other thing you'll see is up north, if you're in an affluent town, so for example, if you know, there's some nice areas around where I live, the prices of the charity shops reflect the affluence of the town that they're in. They're not cheap. Up here you will see some stupid pricing, and it's because they're targeting the local population, whereas down south, because I think there's such a density of population, there's so much stuff, there's just an abundance of stuff, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you're only going to find good stuff in affluent areas. You're equally likely to find good stuff in not so affluent areas. And even if you are in a rich area, the prices aren't going to be astronomical, simply, like I said, because of the abundance of stuff, the density of people, the turnover of stuff that comes through the shops. Up here, the charity shops look the same pretty much for weeks on end, you know. So it's just how it is. I'm not on the tequila, says Aid. I'm not on a tequila. Righty then. Is Alpha asleep? Yes, he's gone upstairs. He's in the bedroom. So he's asleep. Z's losing his voice. There will be letters falling off the background soon. Try a town called Sidcup. Oh yes, I know Sidcup. I'm off to Cornwall tomorrow. Really should be sleeping, but I don't want to miss Beck telling Z off for being too loud. Oh, she's not going to tell me. She's fast asleep. She's out of it. And I told her that I was doing this, so I told her. So yeah, there is no issue. Okay. Just do what I do and don't sleep. I'm going to be calling this quits soon once I've done a couple more parcels. Okay, that's cool. Need to get the blue by air mail. Stick on that one. That's that sorted. And then I'm gonna do one more, which is not gonna require me to get up. Right, the other 3 items I'm gonna have to do in the morning because they're gonna require like noisy tape, and you know it is nearly midnight, so I'm gonna like be like, I might do those in the morning. All right. Take me drunk. I'm home, says Wes. What? Okay. 81 people in the chat. Wow. Yeah. Hey there, Rednecknomics. How are you? I didn't get a notification. Oh wow. Yeah, YouTube can be funny like that sometimes. By the way, I hope you guys aren't expecting like too much entertainment in these chats. It's just me kind of sat here quietly shipping stuff. I might actually do the others if I can. I'll just do them because then I'll be out of the way, right? Z, you're sending me to sleep. I need to wake up and do an FBA shipment. Do something exciting. Like what? Small parcel. I could show you guys the the RC car I'm going to be donating. I'm going to show you that. I don't know if that's exciting. For those of you that don't know, I'm sure everyone knows now, on Sunday, like Nick and Tom have arranged like a charity auction to raise funds for a couple of well-known cancer charities. Bearing in mind Tom's mum passed to cancer recently, so obviously it's a great thing to do, and cancer is one of those things that's touched pretty much everybody. So lots and lots of people have been donating stuff to be auctioned. So I can show you guys that, I suppose. I don't know if that's like a little segue that I can put into this. Right, it's hot shower time for me, then bed before midnight before I turn into a Prince Night Owl. And thanks for the advice. No worries, Ian. Thanks for popping in. It's your turn anyway, Corey. What? I don't even know what you guys are talking about now. Nope, after the slagging I got earlier over my accent, I'm never ever doing YouTube. Oh, Death for Glamour, your accent's amazing. Anyway, okay. For those of you that are still here, I don't know how many people are still in here. Let me just see if I can. Ooh. So here is. Ooh, let me just make sure I can actually shut this. Yeah, I love the Irish accent as well, definitely. I might bid on this cat. I don't think you. Oh, I love the typos as always. Okay. So this is the car that I fixed up. It's a 1/24th scale car. So cool. It's got proportional steering, just like a full radio control car. So what that means is, like on a cheap radio control toy car, when you turn right, the wheel just it's got no in between. Like this one, you can gradually turn like ever so slightly. Can you see that? So you've got full control of your steering. You can literally turn as much as you want. It's proportional steering. It's not just like left, right, or something like you get on a cheap toy car. It's also 4-wheel drive. So it's actually got 4-wheel drive on it, which means that when you add power, all 4 of the wheels independent, like they're all gonna. It's actually pretty quick. It's actually pretty quick. It's quite cool. yeah, it's a lovely little thing. It's a lot of fun. You can actually have a lot of fun with these, and what's nice about them is you can play with them inside, like in the house. They're perfect for the house. I've got one myself. I'll show you my one. So that's the one I'm going to be auctioning on. That's the one that's going to be sold at auction, which is really cool. But here's one I've got. I've got like a short course version. That's a short course truck version. That's my one. And then there's the monster truck version. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got full suspension as well. So it's like it's got actual shocks. You know, it's not decent suspension on it. Like, you know, really good suspension travel as well. So really good with terrain, and they're very durable little things. You know, they're really durable, and it's a full 2.4 gigahertz radio, so it goes quite far. Anyway, that's what I'm. You know, that's the bit of entertainment. It's going to be back to shipping now. We've got 3 items left to ship actually. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 there. I'm going to quickly get these bubble wrapped. I'm not having a cargasm. Oh gosh. Do you deal in petrol cars? Says Paul. I have sold a couple. Do you deal in petrol cars? When you say petrol cars, do you mean petrol radio control cars? Yes, I have dealt in petrol radio control cars. I've sold a few recently, and I've parted them out, and I've sold them like big 5th scale cars, like that big. So yeah, I have sold those recently, a few months back now actually. So not massively recently, but still. All right, I think I'm gonna get this. I think I'm gonna do the bubble wrapping and stuff later. Actually, I think I'm not gonna do it right now. If I go to the next meetup, I'll probably be drinking juice. Haven't been drunk in like 2 years, says Corey. That's not a bad thing. And I'm only 20, says Corey. Red Economics, what kind of auction is it? It's, if you go to the Facebook chat group, Red Economics, there's a post in there that will explain it all. So yes, there you go. Nick's the guy to talk to about it. Okay, right, shall I do it now? Yeah, I'm gonna do a couple of these quickly. Okay. I'm gonna put the helicopter back. Yeah, actually I'm gonna call it a night now because it is nearly midnight and I'm gonna end up making too much noise. I think I was gonna bubble wrap and tape those things, but it'll get too noisy, I think. Can't wait for the auction. Gonna be fun for a great cause. Definitely. Well, guys, thanks for popping in. I've at least done some shipping. We've been on for an hour just chatting, really, just hanging around. Oh man, great stream, Z says Corey. Thanks, Corey. I wouldn't say it was great. I think it was just chilling. It's a chilling stream, you know. But yeah, I enjoyed the company. Appreciated all you guys popping in. But yeah, I think I don't know if I ship this stuff now, it's going to be too noisy. Then I will wake back up, and yeah, I won't do it properly because I'm getting really tired now. I'm kind of, you know, I'm probably just going to have a finish my water and then call it a night. Thank you everybody for popping in. Sorry Stephen, you just missed the chat. There was nothing great going on anyway, we were just hanging. Becca says it's good to have a live stream late at night. No worries. Love the bat chat, it's my favourite. Thanks Death by Glamour. Yeah, night guys, time to get to work, says Nick. Wow. Cough loud while rapping it. No, I don't think that would be viable, but thanks for popping in guys. I'm gonna call it night now. See you later.